Oh my, oh, see that air brake coming up? There it is. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Topher Drives. And we really, truthfully mean good morning today. It's 7:07. We woke up to go to Cars and Coffee because we have an supercar. This is the 2025 McLaren 750S. And it's the first McLaren that I've ever been able to live with, because when we had the 720S, the predecessor to this 750S, I wasn't old enough to drive it. So this has been an unbelievable experience for the past 24 hours or so, or 22 hours of being able to live with this McLaren 750S. And this morning, Emily and I are going to go to the local Ann Arbor Cars and Coffee and show you what it's like to roll out of bed, get into your McLaren in the morning, run a bit of a morning commute to a fun location, of course, to Cars and Coffee. But it should be quite the experience. We're going to do a bit of a performance loop, show you what this is like to drive in a spirited fashion. We'll leave Barb behind for that because, would you say it's a bit too early for spirited driving?
It's a bit too early.
So we'll go be gone for 10 minutes and then we'll come back and get her. But before we do any of that, before we jump in, let's walk you around this. Let's talk some basics, some specifics and things with this new McLaren 750S. So as I said, this replaced the 720S for the 2024 model year. So this isn't new for 25, but there is one new thing that goes across the board for the 750S for 2025, and that is that they now all get a papaya orange stop-start button. Otherwise, they're the same on a base level. There are some new options, one of which this has, the Stealth Badge Pack, which gets us the black center caps and black badges, pretty self-explanatory. But on a base level, this still has the M840T 4-liter twin-scroll, twin-turbo V8, and power is up from the 720S. This now makes 740 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. We still have the 7-speed DCT, and of course, this is rear-wheel drive. But what's amazing about this car is it's actually about 60 pounds lighter than the outgoing 720S. So it has more power and it weighs less, which is just unbelievable for a new model of vehicle because usually they get heavier. McLaren is not about that. They're all about reducing weight, and they've done that here. And the spec on this car is insane. The 750S starts at about $340,000. This one as spec'd is $420 grand. So we have about $80,000 in options on this car, primarily, and the option that you all have probably noticed straight away is this MSO Volcano Yellow, and McLaren always knocks it out of the park with these MSO colors. This may just look like regular yellow on camera right now, and the sun is still rising, but the metal flake, the pearl effect is just nuts in this paint. It's seriously unbelievable, and it makes sense and justifies the $11,000. 11 grand for the paint, yeah. Yeah, and then somehow there's another like $69,000 in options, which we'll put in the description for you guys because I can't memorize a spec sheet at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I know that there are a number of things, including these fender vents. They charge you extra for these too. Normally it's just plain.
It's in the logo shape.
That's right, yeah. And you can get these in carbon fiber too if you want, but I think I like them in body color. And honestly, overall, the 750S doesn't look that different from the 720S. I think this is a stunning car. It's bewitching. Like, people see this and they don't know what to do with themselves. Like, you can't go anywhere and not get stopped. This is a major statement piece, and you're gonna have to be okay with being looked at. Even if you get this car in silver or white or black, it doesn't matter. People are still gonna look at this because it just looks insane. Obviously, the engine is mid-rear mounted. You can't really open anything back here. A train! Good morning, train. You can't open anything. You can kind of see through the mesh here, and it is very hot. If your hands are cold, you can just... Probably feels quite nice. Just mind the exhaust, which is new for the 750S. Looks a little bit different. This is honestly, I think, where it looks the most different. This mid-center mounted exhaust that points kind of at an upward angle. And then, of course, we have this crazy active aero back here, the air brake that comes up under hard braking, and it's just wild. It's a whole experience. And this is, have you ever been in a McLaren before?
No.
So this morning little ride over here was your first time. So McLaren will let you pick a few different tires with this. This has the Pirelli P0 in a 245/35 ZR19 on the front, and on the back we have a 305/30 ZR20. So a pretty staggered setup there. They'll sell you a more aggressive tire if you want, and they'll also sell you a more aggressive interior spec. But as we open our butterfly door there, this has the comfort seats. So I actually like this. I appreciate this because, as you know, on Topher Drives we like to evaluate comfort and livability, and I think we'll be able to do that quite well today with these standard seats. Now this is the performance spec interior, so everything is wrapped in Alcantara. It's beautiful, and if you don't like that, you can have everything wrapped in leather instead, and that might be the better bet to go long term. But for this press car this morning, I love that this is wrapped in Alcantara. We have yellow seat belts on this. Otherwise, not a whole lot of crazy options on the interior other than the 12-speaker Bowers and Wilkins, which we'll be testing for you guys today. How much do you think they charge to paint the key yellow?
Probably something ridiculous like $500.
Correct.
Oh.
On the to the penny, $500. Barb is very good with specs, as we know. You should go on that show. You'd be really good at that.
No, thank you.
Okay. You know what? Who's hosting it now? Drew Carey?
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So in the front, which I hope can open while the door's open, it can. We have many things, including the American accessory pack, which gets you a little leather travel bag and things. Isn't that cute?
That is cute. What is in it?
I don't know.
Should we find out?
No, I don't want to. No. Okay. But it's there. And then we also have a fire extinguisher and some other things just in case you need those. Honestly, really always like to see a fire extinguisher in a car that is high performance oriented like this. Always good to have that extra little safety net. You guys can actually see some of this crazy pearl effect now that the sun is coming out a bit more. I'm going to open this door too and just show the way that this looks with both doors open. I like that this actually has buttons for the doors to open, as opposed to some of the older McLarens. You had to like slide your hand on the door itself for them to open. Oh my gosh. What I'm most looking forward to this morning is validating that this is kind of the easy to live with supercar, which is what I've been hearing about this and what I heard about the 720S, that this now succeeds. But McLaren has gone through and they've tweaked things, obviously, with this being a new model. It may not look that different from the outside, but the underpinnings, there are things that should make this even more comfortable, like a revised adaptive damper system that, spoiler alert, is incredibly comfortable when you have it in comfort mode. It's super impressive. And that paired with the quite usable frunk and also decent amount of room in the passenger footwell and things, I think we'll have a good, yes, exactly. They've had you in mind. However,
yes,
they haven't had your big dumb cup in mind.
And I did not bring it because it simply does not fit.
Didn't want to have that responsibility.
No.
But you did bring Ann Matcha.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's just get on with it. I'll go do a little spirited section and then I'll come pick you back up.
Okay, I'm going to walk to the shop.
Okay, you just grab your stuff, and then I want to see you shut the door to show people that it's quite easy. Also, McLaren Barb unlocked. Slightly different because it's the Formula One team, but we'll gloss over that. All right. Go ahead. Yep, I'll hold your stuff. Yeah, it does have soft close, but occasionally doesn't work. This sat out in the garage all night with the driver's door open. So I don't know what the threshold is for the soft close to actually engage. All right, Barb, I'll see you in a minute.
All right.
Love you. Ingress and egress, quite nice, and kind of reminds me of the old Ford GT because, well, not that the Ford GT had doors that went up, but they had doors that went out, and you had this whole driver's head compartment open. So when you get into the car, you can kind of get in like it's a convertible, and with this being a bit low slung, it does make that very, very easy. You don't really have to think about contorting your body in a weird way. You got this handle well within reach to pull the door shut, and it does have a soft close function, but I've just been closing it all the way. I don't trust the soft close anymore. Here's our papaya orange stop start button that I was telling you guys about earlier. Put the foot on the brake and we'll fire this thing up. And that 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with 740 horsepower comes to life. This now has Apple CarPlay. Yay, it's not wireless. Don't get too ahead of yourself there, but it does have the wired connection, which means you can play your own music in a crisp fashion through the 12-speaker Bowers and Wilkins. We'll be trying that later, of course. But honestly, just sitting in here, there's really not a whole lot going on, but it's not offensively minimalist. We do still have physical buttons, of course, for our shifter, our hazards, our auto stop start. We have a big central mounted volume knob, and we have these buttons here, all of which do very, very fun things. First, we have the arrow button. That is pretty self-explanatory. It puts the car in kind of its VMAX mode, its max aero mode, where it's using the spoiler and things. In the middle, we have the Kiwi Bird button. That is a little bit of an Easter egg to point to Bruce McLaren's heritage of New Zealand, and this will save your preferred performance setting. So when I push the Kiwi Bird button, it puts my engine, or my powertrain, into track, but it leaves my suspension, my handling, in comfort, which is kind of the way I prefer to drive this car. And then we have launch control, which we'll try this morning if I feel the tires have enough heat in them. So we'll have to put a couple of miles on this and get it going. But let's put our yellow seatbelt on, and let's not waste any more time. Let's hit the road. Into reverse with this push button shifter. I've noticed that the shifter will not engage unless your foot is hard on that brake. It wants to make sure you are not going to accidentally go anywhere. We have a reversing camera here on our digital cluster, which no longer pivots and moves like it did in the 720S. I mean, I don't really care too much because it makes room for these drive mode selectors here on the cluster, which are quite satisfying to operate. We also have a 360 camera that is, for some reason, it's not coming up this morning, but there's the reverse camera. It does have a 360 camera. We must not be meeting some kind of requirement for that, but into drive here, that is your top button. And to put this into park, there is no park gear per se. You just put it in neutral and pull the parking brake, and it's job done. Give you guys some Pirelli P0 ASMR. Everyone say hi to Barb/Emily. I fear there are people in my comments now that actually think her name is Barb, which I think is quite hysterical. Auto up-down windows, those work very quickly, and the window motors seem to be quite quiet as well. Okay, coming up to a speed bump, every supercar owner's worst nightmare, but this has a front-end lift that goes up very quickly. I think it does it in like 4 seconds or something. Some amount of time where you don't have to think about timing your entrance, like this squirrel should have thought to time his. And this will automatically deactivate at speed, but we're going to lower it back down here manually, which you can do. I love that it's a physical button. It's in a very easy to reach location right here to the left of the steering wheel. We're going to start out in comfort mode, and then we'll slowly work our way up into track. Seven-speed DCT in this is a masterpiece. I mean, you really don't feel the shifts, especially when you're in comfort mode. It fires them off in a very cozy fashion. And then it rips the shifts once you're actually kind of in it a little bit. We are up to temp. I'm going to run this in Kiwi mode just because I know that's what I like. You can lock this into manual by pushing the physical manual button up there on the cluster. And that's about half throttle. This is, without a doubt, the fastest car I've ever driven. And driven a lot of things. Not to say that in a bragging way, just to kind of demonstrate how fast this car really is. and it spins its wheels at the top of third gear at 75 miles an hour. I mean, it's just the power, the torque, it's just... My camera's moving all over my head right now. I hope that doesn't make you guys too dizzy, but it kind of accentuates the power of this car. It's just unbelievable. I've been able to describe it is this car accelerates in a way that your mind simply cannot comprehend. So there's a point in acceleration and you hit about 6,000 RPM and everything just goes blurry. Like, not literally, but figuratively. It's just nuts. Like, I have a G63 AMG at the house right now too, and I thought that was fast, and then I got into this and it makes the G-Wagon feel like a Dacia Sandero. I mean, first gear, we'll roll into it. That is just unbelievable. Oh my God. Oh, the way that it's able to deliver power with urgency, but it doesn't beat you up too bad. Ooh, birds. Suspension and comfort. Let's put this into sport. Track is very stiff. The paddle shifters are cool. They're both the same. So this is all one big piece, which means I can push on the up paddle and it will downshift, or I can push on the down paddle and it will upshift. Obviously you pull on the down to down and pull on the up to up, but if you're in a weird kind of steering situation, both paddles do both things, which I like. And it just pulls. It just keeps pulling. It never gives up. And it'll pull all the way up to 206 miles per hour. Also, apparently, according to Car and Driver, it'll do 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds, which that is obviously on a prep surface with a little bit of a rollout. McLaren claims about 2.6, but we'll try a launch control here for you. I'm going to put the gearbox back into automatic, and I'm going to put the chassis into track just because I don't want any sort of squat or anything. I want to be as composed as possible. So to do launch control, you have to, before you even push the button, you have to have your left foot planted firmly on the brake, then you push launch, then you do full throttle, then you release brake. Launch mode active. Oh my, oh, see that air brake coming up? There it is. Okay, suspension, I'm going back into Kiwi mode. There we go, handling back into comfort. This gets very stiff when you're in track suspension mode. And I like that. I mean, I like that this suspension has such a wide range of adjustability that you can drive it normally and be cozy, or when you go to the track, you can have it very stiff. Something in here is rattling, as I'm sure you guys can hear, but remember, this is still, I mean, McLaren, would like to say that they're still a small company. This is still built in Surrey, in England, and sometimes you just get little things like that with hand-built cars. I imagine you could take this to the dealer and they would probably take care of it for you. At least I like to think that. But it sounds like it's coming from the back cargo area on top of the engine, perhaps. But anyway, all right, let's go pick Emily up and head to Cars and Coffee. It starts in 1 minute, so we'll be, I don't know, 20 minutes later, so hopefully we can still get a spot. This is one of those Cars and Coffees that's very early. All of the guys with Porsche 356s go there, and they've actually probably already been there for an hour. Also, can we talk about the sound of this 4-liter V8? This does, of course, have a flat, plain crank. Which means it snarls. And it's quite a high-pitched V8 noise, like a Ferrari in a way, but McLarens do kind of have their own unique exhaust note, which I like. And speaking of exhaust, you get the odd pop and burble, inconsistent, which is fun. The exhaust reverberates through the entire cabin. Everything kind of vibrates. And the paddles make a click noise. Some paddle shifters do not do that. Brakes feel fantastic. Brake pedal is very wooden feeling, as my colleague Charlie Dreyer from Daily Motor would say, to where you have to give it quite a bit to feel what's going on, but the result is fantastic. It's not a soft brake pedal whatsoever. And the pedal box is made in such a way where you'd think that this is like a manual transmission. Because the accelerator and brake are very close together. This car just makes everything so easy. Like, you could come into a corner at pretty much any reasonable speed and the car's not going to complain at all. It's just going to do the thing, and so smoothly. Like, the ride quality here is nuts. Front end lift going up in 4 seconds or so. There it is. Geez, I think it's less than 4 seconds. That's very impressive. This has electro-hydraulic power steering, which is why it's so loud, and you kind of hear it going. But it means that the steering feel is just fantastic. Very, very communicative. You can see pretty quick steering. Let's go, Barb.
Are you awake?
I'm awake.
Okay.
Are you awake?
Yes.
Okay. I needed the car to wake me up, but it's done so. The good news about this for you is that the ride quality is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it in comfort for the rest of the video.
Excellent.
It's very, very impressive.
It's exciting.
Actually, I want to see if the 360 camera. I don't know why, for some reason the 360 camera is not working today. I don't know if I bumped some kind of setting or something, but oh well. All right. Let's get this 750S into Ann Arbor to Cars and Coffee.
This still says 60.
I don't think this has a memory setting for the front end lift like a lot of its competitors do, even the C8 Corvette. So I would maybe like to see that. It's okay. The interior rattles anyway, so it's not a huge loss for us. So I'm actually going to merge in auto, and I'm going to put this back into comfort for the powertrain. And we're going to cruise on the highway here and talk a little bit about what this is like to live with. One thing I meant to point out in the walk around is how much room there is behind the seats. You can see, like, as far as storage space goes, it's quite impressive. Merging speed here isn't impressive, but it's a semi, so we'll forgive him. When it's time for this 7-speed DCT to make its own decisions, it makes good ones, and they're very smooth. No buttons on our steering wheel whatsoever, which I think is nice. I think it's a very attractive steering wheel, and McLaren's kind of been using this design for a while. But we do have cruise control, which I, admittedly, have not even tried using yet. Oh, okay. One push, very simple. Looks like push up to raise speed, push down to lower speed. Yeah, very easy. No sort of driver aids here, no adaptive cruise, no lane keep assist, nothing like that. But while this car is still usable on a daily basis, the ride quality is very nice. It is still all about the drive, more so engaging with the car than it is about ease of driving on the highway with driver assists. As far as NVH goes, there's a little bit of drone from the exhaust. I'll let you guys observe that. And a little bit of road intrusion as well in here. But the interior is very open, so the sound just bounces around. Here's what people actually want to see.
I know, Mirage review when?
Yeah.
Let me drive that.
I think that's a rental. Do you think she'll swap with me? You think she would? Probably not. I don't think she would. 750S is rated at 17 mpg combined. 19 on the highway, though. I imagine that's because it's so slippery. It's just able to do that with no problem. 740 horsepower. I bet you could achieve 20 or just over 20 if you were really trying. Today we've been doing 10.8. The spirited section did not help our cause there, but it was all very much worth it. Okay, how is it from your side?
Oh,
What's
I'm
the
comfortable.
okay?
I'm very comfortable. I don't feel like in the Corvette I felt very compact over here, and like it was a little cubby for me. But this feels open.
Yeah, we sit pretty close together,
We do.
but
I don't mind.
like you said, it's not claustrophobic. Like, there's actually a good amount of room in this cabin. I think even, so I'm 5'11", I've got that much more headroom, so you could be 6'4", 6'5", you'd probably still fit in this. Good news for Jeremy Clarkson. Probably not Shaquille O'Neal, but reasonably you could fit in this pretty much no matter what. Are you impressed with the ride quality though? Like,
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's really soft.
over these expansion joints, like, it's so impressive.
Yeah.
Like
Even in my car I would have felt that.
yeah, it's
Pretty more so than this.
the suspension is so wildly sophisticated in this. You imagine that McLaren probably has a team of like 100 people just to do the dampers. Like, that's what these feel like.
Have a little bit of a rattle.
Yeah, there's a couple vibrations in here, which is why I wasn't worried about your ice rattling in the matcha, because there are some noises in here anyway. But I'm glad you brought your car up, because to put it in perspective for you, your car weighs 3,500 pounds, and it has what, 220 horsepower, 230 horsepower, something like that. This weighs 500 pounds less than that and has 3 times the horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
More than 3.
More than 3 times the
Wow, that's
horsepower,
awesome.
yeah. Visibility out of this, probably the best visibility that I've ever had in any supercar that doesn't have a camera rear view mirror. You don't need it in this. You can see perfectly fine out the back. These mirrors are positioned well. It's so usable, which is so funny for a car like this. Like, this is something that you would just never expect to be this easy to live with. And I was saying, even getting in and out of it, I know it's a little bit hard for you with your size to like reach up and close the door and things, but ingress and egress with like the top of the doors going with the door, you don't have to like duck when you get in. So it's easy in that way as well. You could totally get away with daily driving this if you could get over this much of an investment being on the road every day, but I feel like people that buy this car, that's kind of the least of their worries. So if you're really just worried about looking cool, going fast, and being comfortable, this is the car. I mean, over a Lamborghini or anything that you have to sacrifice a bit more, that's kind of where McLaren has been since they re-emerged with the MP4-12C. They've always tried to strive to be that more daily drivable, that more comfortable Ferrari, and they're still completing that mission today with the 750S. Like, this is crazy. Even elbow comfiness is fine. And I paid $600 extra to have this little McLaren logo on the center console, so I'm gonna put my elbow on that. And it's okay. I mean, it's not the squishiest surface in the world, but ergonomically you can rest your hands here on this beautiful carbon fiber on the steering wheel, and you're in pretty good shape. So we're gonna get off here onto Geddes Road. Emily's gonna navigate us because I decided instead of taking the direct route this morning, I wanted to take a bit more of a scenic route. So we would probably be there by now. Kiwi. We need Kiwi.
Did you know that the Kiwi is significant because Bruce McLaren is from New Zealand?
Yes.
Original early logos they did include the Kiwi bird.
Yeah.
And now this is just paying homage.
I love
to
that.
their founder.
A little bit of Bruce in each car.
A little bit of Bruce.
I like that. Who died a tragic death, actually, as we
Very
found out.
tragic, yes.
Yeah.
He was racing. He was 32 years old, and I think he crashed.
Was he racing or just benchmarking a
I
car?
believe he was racing.
Okay, well, either way.
He was on a straight
Yeah.
at the track that he was on, and the back panels, the back of it, like, fell
Failed,
off.
yeah. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen to us today. Okay, let's do a sound system test on this 12-speaker Bowers & Wilkins. Where else do we see that sound system? In a Volvo, that's right. I just have to navigate this. Honestly, for being as simple as it is, this infotainment actually works pretty well when you're in Apple CarPlay. Like, it reacts in a pretty nice fashion. And I love that there's a volume knob. This is crazy, going over this super rough section of road, and I'm not even, it's like not even distracting me. That's nuts.
Told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It really is.
It sounds a little weird at low volume
It does.
because
It's a little
the
sad.
bass, the bass like overcompensates. But when you're listening to it at a good spirited volume, I suppose we'll say, it sounds pretty dang good, and it gets rid of that stupid interior rattle that I think is getting worse as the car heats up. But here's what I want to say about this is I've driven a Huracan, and you don't get this level of ease in that car. It's got a similar kind of tablet infotainment. It sits a little bit lower down, but I've never gotten my phone to pair to a Huracan ever.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been able to get it to work. And with this, you just get in, plug your phone in, and there's Apple CarPlay, and you've actually got a really good sound system in here. So another win for the McLaren, I would say.
Do you think the F1 car sound is
Don't know.
No.
You'd have to ask the F1 driver, whose name I don't know. Lando Norris, thank you. I'm going to get canceled for saying that, but you'll get praised for knowing who it is.
I'm the one that watches the racing.
Yeah. Do you like the way it sounds?
Yeah. When you were doing your spirited section,
Yeah. It does sound like a supercar. That's what I love, is that like it's more livable than some of the like traditional poster supercars, but it still gives you all that drama. Like I still get it's so fast, which you haven't even experienced it at full.
I mean, at half throttle, it's even.
Yeah, but there's a lot of emotion here with this car. No.
This will dump me right out at 6 minutes, so we have the left in about
Okay.
2.5 miles.
Ah, lovely.
Lovely.
Here's another observation. You don't get that harshness off throttle that you sometimes get with DCTs. Like coasting in second gear, you don't feel it like disengage the clutch super aggressively. Overall, incredibly impressive package here with the 750S. Obviously you pay for it with the $343,000 starting price and as spec $420,000. So if you're in that tax bracket, I feel like at that point, if you're already going to spend over 300 grand on a car, it doesn't really matter what it costs. And if you have that mindset, this is a great option for you. It's an emotional experience. It sounds crazy. It's wicked fast. And like I said in the beginning, it's bewitching. This is just such an emotional experience that you really don't get with 99% of things on the market today. So, how do you feel, Barb? What do you think from over there?
It's great. Honestly, I have no complaints. I love your wagon.
Her windows are up, unfortunately. Still fun to drive, still does supercar stuff, but it's usable, it's comfortable, the ride is great, it's got a very nice front end lift, it's got an infotainment system that works pretty well, it's got places to put things under the console here, even though Emily's matcha doesn't fully fit in there, but it's kind of a big jar. This is proper stuff. Oh yeah, that does. I wouldn't trust that with the G-forces that this car pulls, but
for sure not.
But I mean, even behind us, I mean, there's places to put stuff. It's a very usable package. Bed placement is good.
I love a protected green.
Love a good protected green. Here we are, Cayman Brothers. Look at this 964 turbo. Well, we're in a yellow metal flake McLaren. What do you expect? Oh my God, there's a GTD here. That's pretty wild. What's Mr. Gabagool? Or is he leaving? Hey!
Hey! Hurry up and park so you can see this GTD.
All right. Excuse me. Sorry. This is always the most pressure, is parking at the Cars and Coffee, especially when my 360 camera is not coming up.
Are we perhaps going to get swarmed?
Nah, we'll be fine. Between a first-gen Mustang and a C3 Corvette. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us today. Hopefully this was a fun one for you. It was definitely fun for us. And, well, we'll see you in the next one. I'm going to put the windows up real quick. And we'll shut her off. And give you guys one last look at this. The spot's a little tight, but I think we're okay. All right, cool. All right, that's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Take care.
Oh, down below.
There he is. It's a pretty bird. It's blue.
What did you guys do?
It's a blue jay. Oh. Take a picture.
Take him towards the
All right, see ya. He's fine.